Welcome back, truckers, to American Truck Simulator. Um, Apologies for the delays in this slot. We'll chat more about it whilst we get going. So we were kind of on our way to progressing forward. I've been looking at a few of these jobs and none of them seem very simple for me that I just want to have a little chit chat with you. So I found this one that kind of mostly just follows a motorway down. Well, we can make a couple of diversions to try and get a few extra bits and bobs sorted out. Also, like this tyres one looks quite good. Actually, it only goes past, looks like a couple of little cities. We'll go for this one, shall we? We'll carry on with this one, the one I did actually plan to do. So toys, 13 tons of toys from Reading to Barstow, and then we'll have a little chat about what's kind of happened and why it's been delayed. So basically what's happened recently is I went to upload onto YouTube a couple of American truck video, a Euro Truck Simulator 2 video, and here's our truck, California Dreaming 1 of 20, fantastic. And we kind of left it to upload, including one for my Rome 2 that I did say I was going to start a Let's Play on that, and it all kind of went horribly wrong. I don't know quite what happened. Let's try and get this over here as well. Fantastic. And it kind of deleted them all. I don't know what happened. Unlocks those. That's good. And those down to there. Perfect. Right. It seemed to delete, and I don't know why it deleted them, but it kind of did. And if I can find out what happened, but I've luckily had another save set, so I could just carry on with where we were roughly. Let's just move out of here, and then we'll start going. So this one is going to be a bit of a catch-up drive, because we are a bit behind on a lot of our kind of journeys, and this career mode is starting to fall behind, which I don't really want to happen. So massive apologies for that one. So let's get ourselves back on track, shall we? So how's the game been going? For myself, I think it's improved quite well. The traffic's definitely improved. Tons more traffic on the road than there was before. And it's still a very beautiful looking world. Even the rivers and the water looks much better. A broken down car was quite funny. And live animals walking around, doing their own little roving stuff. It's the little finer details are quite nice. And I think they've been making a huge impact on the game. How have you guys found it though? That's what I want to kind of know. Are you guys enjoying the game? Or are you feeling that the game's not quite where you wanted it to be? What's missing from it? What's in it you don't want to be in it? I know a lot of people are complaining about the police and stuff like that, but there are a lot of police cars in America, and if they do catch you doing something, they will fine or arrest you. On top of the standard fines that you can get, they can increase them. So that's kind of the way it goes as far as I can tell and what I've heard. So that's kind of that really. Oh, let's brake for this corner. That could go horribly wrong otherwise. So, but as far as it goes with other facts of what's been happening, I've been doing a lot of travelling. As you all know from previous videos, I am looking at moving house. My wife and I are both getting jobs up a lot further away from where we currently live, which is extremely stressful. I'm also looking at going back to university, which is another massive stressful part of my life. But these things have to be done to kind of progress and future-proof my career and my life, which is what I need to do for my daughter. So I've been travelling up and down quite a lot to do viewings of houses, interviews for jobs for my wife and I. Obviously not me doing the interviews for my wife's jobs, but kind of my own interviews. And because my wife hates travelling, it's me been doing the thousands upon miles that we've been travelling. And I'm getting home and I'm knackered. So I'm not up for recording, or if I have recorded, the footage has gone wrong and I've just gone, oh, I can't be bothered. So I've just deleted it, right, and then just gone back to original save. I don't know if you want to see my cock-ups and stuff like that. And next time if you do want to see them, comment and I will leave problematic drives in there. But I'm trying not to have problematic drives and things, only because I'm tired. it's not because it's just my driving ability, it's because I'm sitting in, I'm half falling asleep whilst trying to record. I don't think it gives you guys such a good episode to watch, so I'm trying to just not do them that way, but I also don't want to be not putting videos out on a frequent basis. So it's all kind of swings and roundabouts. So this kind of journey, I want to something quite smooth so we can have a chit chat. Well, not us have a chit chat, me talk to you and you respond if you want to. But I feel the game's going well. I think there's a few things they could add or give something else for us to do as such once we get an enterprising company and have, like, I don't know, 20, 30 drivers and we're making so much money you don't just do it all. Like, I don't know, they should be definitely putting in things like you can buy your own trailers, so you can make certain people collect only certain goods. So if there was like I don't know, oil was very, very profitable, which it really is in real life, you could have some of your drivers be oil tankers only, and they just specify in that long distances, eco, fragile, all the rest of it. But the main thing is they look at getting the fuel stuff, which I think would make a huge difference in all, like the fuels. It could be all the toxic ones and all that lot, and they could just go and look for those jobs, which at the beginning it would be like, oh, that's quite difficult. But if, let's say, you got a reputation bonus, because at the moment I think you get a driver's rating, no, let's put it, but you don't really get like a reputation bonus. And I think that is something that could be huge in this game. Like, if you've got a good reputation, that you're more likely to get better jobs for your people in your company, which pays more. Or right, okay, thank you, fine, right. But I don't know. So what do you guys think? I think that would make a huge difference. But then you could have your logo across the side of your own trailers, which would then promote your business, which would improve your reputation. The more trailers you get, the more reputation you get. Because there's always things that, like, company owners have to do that people don't seem to see or think about, which is understandable. That's not what you're there for. You're there to necessarily improve the company in the way you think it needs to be improved. It's to promote the company by wearing the uniform or whatever. Such as there's one company in England that's quite large, and they've now got a TV channel, not a TV channel, a TV program that's, I think, is like its third series or whatever it is now. And it's all about promoting the business and showing how the business and industry works. And it kind of works for them, sort of thing, in that sense. So there's things like that. You could, well, obviously, TV program, documentary sort of thing on how things run. That'd be a bit more complicated, but you could have advertisement. You could pay for advertising signs to go in the cities you've unlocked. You could do it just the major cities, the minor cities. You could have it down motorways or the freeways, highways. I think that would make the game add a depth of improvement that we haven't seen before. I don't know how complicated it'd be to implement that, but it could be running on like the rating system. So if, let's say, your drivers have got a bad rating, then your overall business rating drops. But if you've got a good rating with your business, with your oh, I'm in the wrong lane. Okay, let's move out. If you've got a bad rating with your drivers, or they make a lot of missed, what? I could have stayed over here then. Idiots. If you've got a load of missed ones, sort of thing, like they keep missing deliveries or they're late, it goes against your reputation, not just their rating. And I think that could make a huge difference. And obviously, if it's late, if it's you that's late, you lose money. If it's them that's late, you lose money, but you also lose reputation. And to a lot of companies, reputation means more than money, which is very, very true in nearly every single field. A company can be extremely wealthy, get a huge knock in its credibility, and then I think I'm gonna have to move over for this one. And then that car literally just jumped. And kind of at that point, the company's reputation, if it drops too low, people won't trust that company again, and that's it. The company's basically dead. It's just in the water. It's gone, unless it can rebuild it again. And that's a hardship that real companies have to go through. And I think if we added that, or SCS added that to the company, I think that could make a huge improvement. And it will give people things to think about when they're playing the game. Oh god, have they done this properly? And you could check up on your drivers. En route, you could pull over at a service station and just check up on them. You could do like a rest. When you do a rest point, it says to you, do you want to, whilst resting, check on drivers? Yes, please. So it does like, I don't know, 10 hours sleep rather than 11 hours. Then you wake up a bit early and you just sit there and you have like a laptop screen come up and you're just on the laptop looking at what your drivers are doing. Are they driving well? How many points have they got? Have they got any speeding fines? Are they getting late towards deliveries? What's going on whilst you're on the road? Because if you're on a 20 odd hour drive, 1,000 odd mile drive, you can't always be able to run the business without being able to look at the business. And I think that's quite a critical part. And I think it'll make a huge new element to the game, which I would thoroughly enjoy. Not saying that everybody would, not everyone's like me, and SCS has to do what they can do, and kind of they have to try and please the majority and not the minority, which I understand that, and I completely agree with that, and I would never hold it against them if they never did it, and I'd still play the game. But I think it'd make a huge improvement to the game, to the sense of what people are able to do and to achieve, like world-class companies. And I know they talked about doing this multiplayer thing. Hey, 3 of 20, California dreaming. Of like doing multiplayer where people can work in each other's business. I heard a rumour about it. I don't know how true it is, sort of thing. But if it is true, that'd be fantastic. Because then you could literally, if your company goes out there for reputation or multiplayer, you could literally be in competition with other companies to work for. So someone who's new in the multiplayer, or I don't know how they're going to move it, if you can import your company, or how it's going to run, but if you could, and someone has to come and work and they have to choose, and it said, oh, this company rating is this, but they don't pay you as much, or this company's rating's not so high, so you're not likely going to get the bigger jobs, but they give you a bigger proportion of the cut. It's things that you'll have to think about. What's more important to you? Working for a good company, or working for a not such a good company who pay you more, but you won't necessarily get the bigger jobs. You might get smaller jobs, smaller paying jobs, because the company reputation is not as good. Which I think that could make a huge difference in the elementation of the gameplay, and I think that would be quite incredible to add to a game of any kind of caliber, really. But yeah, your guys, please put your thoughts forward. So I feel that things could be done to improve the game, but which wouldn't be too, I don't know how complicated it would be, but it doesn't sound massively complicated to add just a rating system that then links to the jobs you get. Because I'm 90% sure the whole point of the driver rating, I think it's called driver rating, or skill rating, is that the higher your skill rating, the better the jobs and the better paying your jobs become. So you obviously want to get a better rating, but your rating, for instance, in a company, if you've got a fantastic rating, they might give you slightly better jobs. If your company rating is really low, such as you've only got one employee, not a really big company either, but if you've suddenly got like, I don't know, 5, 6 lorry drivers, and they're all doing really, really well, and your rating, say, I don't know, 10 out of 100, which it could really worked out as, say, I don't know, 10% of or 50% of whatever your personal rating is, or your personal driver's ratings added all together makes your total rating. So it could be out of 100, say, for instance, or whatever you decide to do, so it'll be averaged across the board. It means you get better jobs overall. So you might have a great rating because you're not particularly very good at the game as a driver, but you're very good at getting like, the right people to work for you. You could end up, we are running out of fuel, I've just noticed. You could end up, that's fine, having really good paying jobs, much better than you could have done before, surely because your employees are so good. So you might end up earning more money in that sense, but struggling and perhaps never parked because you're like, "Do you know, I can do the driving bit. Yeah, I have a few little issues here and there. I have a few bumps and scrapes. I lose a percentage here and a percentage there, but you're not too bothered." Then you're thinking, "But I come to the parking, I just can't get my head around the parking." But that gives you a lot of your rating. So you don't want to lose all that, but so you can't always get the better jobs. But then your drivers will be able to do that because that's the point of it. Is they can do the parking, not particularly very well at the beginning, but they get it better and better and better at it. But they always do the parking, I believe. I don't know how it works. I've not bought anyone yet. How it works, because obviously with the harder parking, do they always do the harder parking? Do they have to choose? I don't understand myself. So there's always that to play with. But their ratings could increase your overall rating through your company, which then means you're better. You can get better jobs for yourself because your company's got a better name to itself. And if you take on a new employee and they become crap, it can damage your company. So you have to be very, very strict on who you employ. Because at the moment you can just go and employ all the cheap crap ones, and they'll all improve in time, and it wouldn't make any difference to yourself or to your company, which I think is, well, definitely wrong in real life, but could easily be changed in the way the game progresses. But again, please put your opinions forward if you think that's just Nick, you're talking a lot of rubbish. Shut up! You got a clue what you're talking about. It sounds like a dumb idea. Or if you reckon it is a fairly decent idea and help promote it. Let's get it forward. Let's get it done. Or there's anyone out there that could implement that through mods or whatever, please. As a DLC bonus thing, I would pay for it. Wouldn't care. You'd add so much realism and depth to the game, which I think you guys would enjoy in yourselves as well. So I would happily pay for it. I'd rather they didn't make you pay for it twice, once for this and once for Euro Truck, but perhaps an overall you pay for it once and you get it free on the other game. So for instance, you have to pay for an American truck, but you get it in Euro Truck as a DLC, a free DLC, providing you bought it in the other one. Or they're both really cheap, or half the value goes in each one. I think that would be a really cool way to add some sort of depth and value to the game. Another aspect that, another one, 4 out of 20. Another one that I was kind of, this is so going to turn red, so I must just slow down in advance, was kind of, I've seen it, like, driving around, I've seen trucks at the roadsides that are damaged, like, kind of not been working for probably a long old period of time. Thinking, you must be able to go and buy those. That'd be so cool, and then like have to pay to restore them, put them back to original kind of colours and stuff like this, and you have like a special. It could be like your prized one, like your special company, which is the one that you drive. So it could be an amazing truck, and it can have like extra horsepower, better braking system or something. They can make it so it's a bit better than the standard ones. Regardless of what you do to the standard ones, it will always be that little bit better. But it will cost you a fair bit of money. But you can't buy the truck as a truck. It doesn't get made anymore. But you could buy it from someone and pay a considerable amount of money to get it done up, even if it's like 250 grand. But then it could be your reputation of your company, if it linked into that, could be improved massively, because you'll be like, John, look at this, I've got a one-off special, you can't have this anymore. And they could only make it so once you bought one, no one else will ever sell to your company again. Or there is only one and you have to try and find it. Like, there might be some that you can buy and you're like, oh, it's just a basic plain one, crap, sell it off, it's just spares or junk, or try and restore it, because obviously the parts are still being made, it might not be too hard to do. But it might be a cheaper way, a slightly cheaper way, but obviously you have to haggle the price maybe. So I think there's just lots of ways it could be done to make it seem quite cool. Recruitment agency, fantastic. But on top of that, I've seen it in America, but only ever once, was a truck stop place, but for kind of like, instead of like, we have like car showrooms for classic cars, expensive exotic cars sort of thing. He took too long on pulling out, too late. I'm sure I've seen it. There was, I hope it was one of those anyway. There was absolute stacks of lorries all piled up, all gleamingly shiny. they could, and I was watching a program. I can't think what it was called. Something haulage. I'm sure it was. It was like about the supersized haulaging company in Australia, um, and he ended up buying a truck that his father. I think his father owned it before, or owned one similar, or something like that. And when he purchased it, he done it up and got it into a kind of show condition. And from this show condition, he took it to a showroom, and he won the show competition for his vehicle, which then he got jobs because of that, like special jobs, like a new job that he had never ever done before for a company that had never used him before. And they said, "Oh, we saw this and all this lot," and I was like, "That must be so cool to be able to implement that in real life." But again, I don't know how difficult it is. It might be the most difficult thing ever to implement. But it could be if you win the competition, you get like an amazingly special, I don't know, 100 grand delivery special sort of thing. That's like a really long distance, really complicated. If you come second, you get one that's like 60 grand or something, and it's that way of prizes. And you get a medal that goes up in your office wall, and it's always there in your office wall to be shown off. So, but I don't know. There's lots of ways that things can be adapted and kind of brought into the game. But what other things would you like to see in the game? I want things to make the game be more realistic. And it doesn't bother me if the police charge a bucket load of money. If that's what the rules are in America, that's what the rules are. You can't argue with the police in the real life. But if they want to make it real life like that, then they should add stuff to make it more realistic in other fields. These things do happen. People do get these one-off jobs. Did I literally just drive past the petrol station? I just did. We'll have to pull off, I think, well before Bakersfield. Let's go up to this one here then. So we're coming straight on, straight off. Okay. I wasn't paying any attention then. Apologies for that one. Get out of it, man. I'm coming straight off. And so yeah, if there's anything you want to see that could be changed, that you would like to see happen, maybe that's what those beeps were, all the warnings saying, "Nick, you're running out of fuel, you're a pillock." Normally something comes up saying you're running low on fuel when you've got at least 100 miles to go. But it might not have done, I don't know, maybe I took that off somehow. Maybe I clicked on something by accident in the menus button. Don't have time, buddy. Keep on going. So yes, unfortunately we're not going to get this stretch of road discovered. So apologies for that. I was trying to get a nice bit of stretch of road discovered, but we'll get this little one up here instead. Which I don't think there's actually a reason to come up here apart from for this petrol station, actually. So in that sense, it's probably quite a nice idea to get it done. And it's out of the way, it's finished, we aren't going to come back here again unless we're low on fuel again. Which I'm hoping won't happen again. I shouldn't burn too much fuel coming down here because I'm not actually on the gas. Just letting it run. Right, not much further to go now. But yes, do let me know what your thoughts on the game. Your thoughts on what could be added, improved, changed, adapted. Please do, because if we can get people together to kind of say this is what we would like to see. SCS are, as far as I can tell, aren't a company that are going to go, nope, not doing anything, rah, 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 rah. They seem like they're quite accepting. Oh, you can't go in. I hate the ones like this, they're stupid. I don't think I've got enough petrol to really be driving all the way around. So what I'm going to have to do actually, is do it this way instead. Drive up to here. And I'm going to have to go into the outside camp. That is not working. Apologies for that, guys. That was really not the best way of doing that ever. But it has to be done because I need to fill up some petrol. Maybe if they let me come in the other way, that would have been fine. So yeah, your ideas, your theories, your thoughts, please guys put them forward. I would love to know. As games only a lot of games progress through people saying what they would like to see in them, especially as they're trying to advertise this as quite a realistic kind of game, i.e. as a simulator. It might be quite nice to actually see it work as a simulator. That'll do for fuel. Any more than that. But yes, hopefully you found. I know the episode's been kind of boring. It's been mostly down a motorway. I've made a few nigh-on errors. That turn in the road was not the best known to mankind. But we've got the fuel. We've got what we needed to do. We've had a little chit chat. We've had a little catch up. And ideas kind of. I've thrown my ideas out there. What you think what could happen. But realistic games, I quite enjoy them. Things where you have to really think, could that damage my reputation of my company? Could this do this to this? If I hire this person, will they be good for me or will they be bad for me? Obviously, full depth, like you have to do like days where you're nice to your staff, because that is a tedious day, isn't it? Ugh, how boring. Or kind of like, I don't want it to be like days where you have to spend a whole day and they go and have like fun at a day, park, all this lot. I don't want any of that. I'm not saying we have to get this kind of into the game, but kind of, I think it'd be interesting to have some sort of elements which improve or make your company better or worse. Because there are people that are going to buy this game that necessarily aren't the best at driving these things around, or find it difficult to learn how to do it. So they're never going to get to the top end jobs through ratings, so giving them a chance through other ways of getting ratings up, perhaps not a personal rating but a business rating, could make them more people buy the game as well, which could actually help the company help out. I did not know I was getting tired as well. This has gone horribly wrong, and I really haven't learned very much from this game, have I? But I should have enough time to get myself to the drop-off, and that's what matters. So, but that's my thoughts, that's my theory on the game. You guys put in what you wish, say what you wish. Come on. Whew, that was close. I actually thought I was going to hit him then. The thing is, no one's on the left-hand lane when you're coming up to junctions. Something they could do with implementing in this game, because when you come to junctions, whenever I come to junctions, I know what you people are like, when I come to junctions, if I see a truck coming down or a car coming down, I don't sit in the same lane, I move over. Give them that little bit of room to just accelerate, get onto the motorway. You can always move back again later on. It's not as if it's going to be, that was your only ever opportunity. The only problem is I actually want to turn off it, that's not going too well. Now I've got a really long trailer. He was going so slowly, I kept catching up. I love the new dark effect. That's really cool. It's getting darker because your eyes are getting heavier rather than just all being fading out for a couple of seconds. There was no need for you to completely stop, was there, mate? He was still pulling forward. Oh, you are so annoying. Because I'm coming with you, so keep on going, boy. I'm hunting you down. Now, just have a quick check to see how far I've got until I run out of time. 55 minutes. We've got a couple of hours to go. Okay, so we'll have to find a rest stop. The next rest stop is the one we need to stop at. Oh, I'm hoping there's one on this road. Ah, we're pulling to here. Um, rest up there, maybe. Oh, actually saying that. Yeah, because I don't think we'll unlock it just driving past it. Alright, find a place to rest. Nah, I'm alright, thanks, mate. Idiot. Woohoo! Hey, look at that, I'm cool to the way through now, thanks for this like one trip, because we started off on 1 on this trip. So we've unlocked 5 places, and we still think we've got 1 more to go. The final destination, I'm quite impressed with that. I'm quite happy with that one. That's one thing that's different to American Truck to Euro Truck Simulator, is a lot of the petrol stations in Euro Truck Simulator had stop-off points, and this one, a lot of them are more localised, kind of small little ones that you wouldn't be able to park a massive tanker at or a truck at. You would just have to keep on going, which I like that idea. I think that's quite a cool little implementation they've done there, which makes it a bit more complicated. You have to really think about where you're going to go, what you're going to do. Can you fill up and sleep at the same place? And a lot of these, no. So we can pull over into this. I'm guessing this will be a truck stop, a truck place to purchase. It looks like a Peterbilt. That Peterbilt. Yeah. So we'll pull into here and then have a sleep, discover it, because look, I've driven past it, haven't discovered it at all. So I didn't think we would. It's getting darker and darker and darker. Just going to go over both sides of the road, don't really care. I need to get some sleep. So, I don't think I'm allowed to sleep anywhere. I think parking only, which is kind of annoyingly tedious because he's taking up the easy spot, which means I have to try and get this thing into a bloody difficult spot. I know. Am I not actually in that? Oh. Do I have to be perfectly straight? Oh, that's just stupidity. Oh, what? What's wrong now? Oh. I honestly don't understand what's wrong. Am I technically got classed as in? Or is it because I ruined all that grass? Seriously, what is wrong? Oh, there we go. No. Assume I should find somewhere to park. I'm trying to. What? Welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. I had to end up detaching the trailer and then reattaching myself just to kind of get it done, which I thought was absolutely ludicrous. And what a load of crud, eh? Never mind. We're done. We've actually had a sleep. Ooh, God, hello. That's a different truck. So let's just get out of here. So that's one thing that is definitely bugged, is the parking bays. I've never seen that before in my life. But for that, I'm going to run over all that grass. They deserve it. Stupid people won't even let me park there and sleep. How dangerous are they? Well, I hope this is recording now, because otherwise we'll have a bit of a problem, because it doesn't actually tell me. It hasn't told me I paused it, to be fair, so you might have a little bit watching me just kind of have to load again. So if you have seen that, apologies. If you haven't, I had to load again because I got to a point where I was 0 and I was going to start getting charged for something that wasn't technically my fault, which I don't exactly appreciate things fined for. So I decided to just load because it's not exactly the fairest thing in the world. If it's my own fault, I will take the cost. But if I've done nothing wrong apart from parking the space they state I can parking, and then I can't park there, I think that is ludicrous and I shouldn't be charged for it. I spent like 20 minutes trying to line that up. As soon as I dislocated the trailer, there it was. But we're done, and that's the main thing. We're on the road. We're on the road again. And not too much further to go. For any of you wondering how you do that, there is a mapping key. I'll show it to you once we park up. I'll show you the mapping key. And I've just mapped it to one of my letters next to the information one that changes my board, so it's quite nice and easy for me to find them. So yeah, so we've still only got 1% damage to the vehicle, which to be fair, that's on this kind of distance, it's probably just tyres mostly, which they won't fine us for that anyway, because wear and tear and stuff like that they expect to get. But yeah, that is definitely a bug that I'll definitely put towards SCS. Say, look, tried parking here, couldn't park. Take off my trailer, then park. I don't think it's a really good thing, to be fair. No, smash! Oh, come on. Not too much further. I think there's only like 100 miles to go, I think now. 50 miles to go. Perfect, an hour left. Won't take us too long. There's a rest area there, but I would never have made it there, and that looks like it's broken down anyway, so it probably wouldn't even work, to be fair. I'll go, no, can't park here, mate. It's not open anymore. But like, I'd understand if they had parking spaces for just the truck, the short ones, but there was another truck with a trailer in a parking space next to it, which is like, if he can do it, I should be able to do it. So, apologies for all that lot and all the problems there. It did frustrate me quite a lot. But we'll progress. We'll forget it ever happened and move on. Oh, cheers, buddy. Do not turn that way. Wrong way. Never. So, I think we stay on this road for a second. Oh my god, expects delivery soon. How long we got? Ah! Oh, 1 hour remaining. 1 hour and 50 remaining. Awesome. I've got 24 minutes to go. 24 minutes till we get there. 24 minutes till we get there. Don't be worrying, I got 24 minutes till I get there. I got 24 minutes till I get there. 24 minutes till I get there. Still got to park, to be fair, and that's not an easy feat. If you saw my last video of Euro Truck Simulator, that was horrendous. Let's not too complicated. Obviously, all my footage is recorded live. I do record my voice live. Whoa! Unlike a lot of people I know who do record post, I refuse to. Oh, awesome. Cheers, bud. Very friendly people when you kind of put your nose out. Didn't really smash up his car after he just let me out. That would have been a bit rude. They don't give you much time for detours, so we didn't do that many detours, and actually, oh, about 6 cities. Stop. 6 whole cities in one run. That's not a bad feat. So just got to go down here, and then we're done pretty much. There's much more to go actually than that. Just down here on the left-hand side, another petrol station. I think we might have unlocked. I think it was like 10.34% of the map was unlocked when we was explored. We started this job. We'll have a look at that in the end. It's been a long old video as well, so if you guys would prefer them a little bit shorter, please let me know. Or if you quite like these long videos, let me know and I'll adjust accordingly. Eddies! Eddie, Eddie, Eddie! Hey, hey, hey! Coming in, man! Out the way! He's so going to be annoying. He wants it down there, doesn't he? It's one of the annoying ones. So, straightforward. Literally, you've got to turn it into there. And there, you need to reverse it all the way around. We'll try for this one. It's only 40 points, I know, but we'll try it. So, down here. Into here. Use all the available space. Let's try and straighten this trailer up. That didn't go too well. Park into a disabled space quickly. Oh, security guard. There we go. Slightly off. Right, we're done. And only 290 more points and then we're up another level. So, fragile cargo. 22% experience bonus, which is what we're kind of looking for. So, more experience, the quicker we go up levels. That's what we're going to look at. So, there's my driver rating, 1.7. So again, improvements in that would be making a huge difference. That thing I showed you was under buttons, I believe it was. And come down here. Dashboard map mode. Dashboard trip info reset. What's that? We'll put a letter to it. Oh, that's wipers. I don't care. That's fine. I don't use that button for wipers anyway, so it's fine. So there we go. I'm going to quickly save this. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Sorry it was a long episode, and sorry about that last little bit there towards the parking issue, trying to get some sleep. That's weird. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, guys.